What's up? How you guys doing?
Hi, Coach.
Good, good.
How's it feel to be back out there coaching on the field again?
Oh, it's good. You know, it's this is the first year though that man, it's like okay, I'm just watching a lot yesterday because there's a lot of new faces out there, and I'm just trying to make sure that they kind of have an idea of what they're doing. But it was a different experience because of the roster turnover. To be honest.
Coach, you have a lot of new faces.
Yeah.
You also have a lot of guys defensively who were here last year, but really every day weren't in the mix because they were redshirting, or a couple of them that were injured and all that. And so you really do. It's kind of double fold, isn't it? That there's
Yes.
It's just there's a lot of newness to the defense.
Yes. And I'm trying to be a little bit patient because I thought that was a low fest yesterday. We just kind of jogged around all day. Some of it is guys not knowing, and some of it is out of shape, and some of it is, getting back into it. But the reality is that these guys have to understand this last year, it ain't like we had a whole bunch of all-stars and stuff. We played good on defense because we played fast and hard, and we were physical, and we executed. So it all starts with how fast you play and getting to the ball. So we got to do a better job of that. That's really what came out of that practice yesterday.
Jeff Brown mentioned yesterday how with it being the first day of practice that there are bound to be mistakes. Is it kind of hard to be patient knowing that there's...
Well, the effort part, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to be patient on effort for me. I mean, because I know from doing this so long that you're going to win games with effort. You win games. And that happened for us. Sometimes guys are not always going to be in the right place, or guys are going to miss a tackle or whatever. But if you have some overlaps and guys get into the ball, you got a chance. But yeah, there were some mistakes.
Kind of in that regard, especially on the effort on day one and stuff, how much does leadership from guys like Devin Neal play a role in making sure other guys in the secondary are giving that full effort?
He's out of shape too.
Yeah.
I mean, he just came off of spring break. They're all out of shape. So that's why I was trying to be cool.
Yeah.
I was over there getting all, and I come in here last night and I'm dog cussing because I'm like, this, it's a low fest, whatever. But they're all out of shape. I mean, Devin, I heard some of the comments he made. He got to get himself in shape. These guys are out of shape.
Well, I guess on that note, how important would it be to have leadership then? From
Well,
the
no,
players?
I'm not saying he's not.
Yeah.
These guys, the difference is when you're coaching all these older cats, it's not like you got to, you just got to correct them. You have to correct them, and they have to understand the demands and all that stuff. But as we get these kids into shape, we are talented. That corner position is legit. It's that corner position is. They got good players. We took good players. They're good players. I like the safety position. We have added some depth. We should be better there. I think we got better at the linebacker position. We have added some depth in that room, and then we expect for some guys who were here already to continue their ascent and to become good players that can play for us. I don't think we're as deep up front as we possibly were a year ago yet, but I expect to develop to that.
You have the power to cancel spring break next year?
Hey, I do what Jeff Brown tells me. You know what I mean?
With the safety position, obviously MJ getting injured last year. How what's it been like in obviously not having him out there fully or whatever? Is it going to be? It's deeper, right? You're much deeper in safety.
Well, at that time, to be honest with you, I thought he was the best DB on the team, not the best safety, the best defensive back. And then he goes down. But what makes him is he just works at it. He's got a great attitude. He never felt like, woe is me. He's in my office all the time trying to do ball. So he, it's hard to beat a guy out like that. Because he has talent too, and toughness too, and all that. He's played a lot of ball. But now he does all the extra stuff. It's hard to beat that guy out. It's going to be hard to beat that guy out. I expect, I don't want to put pressure on him, but I kind of expect him to be an elite player. I think he can be an elite player because he's got the traits. You good?
Kind of going off of that, I mean, obviously it's not ideal to have him out last season, but what value was there in him kind of acclimating as far as kind of seeing what you guys want to do and learning from
Oh, I'm sure it's cool for him. I think he has some knee issues anyway, so I think it just cleaned it all up for him. Because he had some pain in there and some stuff like that we were dealing with to try to make sure that we used him properly, even last spring. But the negative is we played with two safeties all year, and some around that 9, 10, 11 game mark, they kind of looked beat up and tired and fatigued. And then they got back and they played well in the championship game, I thought. I thought we weren't as good, against Kentucky. I just didn't think we were at that position. I'm saying, so what I'm saying is the negative to what happened is the depth. We really didn't have any. We played with two guys on here. And they played good. They were both, honors people. One was honorable mention and one was 13. So they played good football, but they wore down.
Defense has a couple of guys that considered going pro and came back in Quincy and
Yeah.
Ashton. How have you seen their mindset after dealing with that kind of big decision and then making the decision to come back? You like their mindset? As
Well,
a
I
big
just
approach?
told them, hey, look, you came back for a reason. So, for example, I told Quincy, you need to do everything we ask you to do. Just do everything we ask you to do, and you'll be fine. In other words, he's got to get a little bit bigger. He's got to get a little bit stronger. He's got to finish plays better. He's got to be more violent when he addresses blockers and getting up. So there's some things that he can do better, transition stuff. But he's already much bigger. He's taking heed. And then Ashton, we feel we're a little light up there, so we're gonna not wear him out this spring, so to speak. But he's gotten bigger too and stronger and all that stuff. Those guys came here for a reason. And you're dealing with mature guys. You're not dealing with guys that are kind of pretending, so to speak. They aren't pretending. They came here for a reason, and that reason was to increase their draft status by round, and I think they're going to do that.
Right, with Ashton, he mentioned to us back when he made his decision that having, being inside for the year or two, whatever it was, then moving out and then moving around, that he needed to do it 2 years in a row. How much do you see, as far as talking about the next level, to put that on tape 2 years in a row?
He needs to do that. He needs to do that because he is a tweener. A lot of people like him as a 3 technique. I don't know if he's going to be that. I don't know what he's going to be. I know he's going to be a good football player because that's who he is. I know he's going to play in that league, in my opinion. I don't know where he's going to play. So the more reps he can get at multiple positions, the better it is for him. And we do pride ourselves on that. He will play multiple positions, and we will cross-train him, and it'll be good for him.
Those guys that sat out last year who were red shirts, Micah, Carter, Steve Clemens, guys like that, how have you seen them progress and what they kind of did in the offseason?
What I like about those guys, particularly, first off, I don't like a whole lot yet because they don't, they're just learning and they're just puppies, but what I do like is they're going to get a lot of reps because we got some guys that are down and stuff like that up front. So, and I told Coach Hagan this. I said, listen, I'm excited to see you coach these guys because I know they're going to get a lot better faster. So for us to have to, for example, at nose we're just too deep right now. At the other positions we're 3 deep, but at nose we're 2 deep. So, those young guys are going to get a boatload of reps.
Speaking of guys who didn't play last season, while you guys have some good depth at linebacker right now, what do you anticipate the role for TJ Capers being in 2024?
I got to see more. I don't anticipate any role yet. TJ's got to do what we ask him to do. More. Whatever it is we ask him, do that. He's got to do that. There's some things that we've asked him to do that he has not done. And it as you can tell, I'm not pleased about it at all. So he's going to, we want him to have a role. We brought him here to do that. He's a highly recruited guy, but he's got to do what we ask him to do. And it's not optional. So he needs to do that.
What about the depth? You mentioned at the beginning that you like the depth at linebacker that you added and that kind of stuff. What do you see from the position?
Well, I like JD, the A&M kid. I like JD. He's a worker. He loves ball. He's always in here grinding. I like that guy. I like him a lot, right? And I think Stanquan's going to come along. Stanquan, we got to put pressure on him. But he's got everything he needs to be a good player. So we just have to put pressure on him. We got to put pressure on him.
For you personally, coming for your second year here, what's the biggest takeaways that maybe you've had for yourself as a core team?
Just to keep getting better at what we're doing. I thought that teams went to some different things schematically at the end of the year, particularly Kentucky and SC. They did some things that stressed us in different ways. I don't think teams are just gonna line up and run traditional runs. I think they're gonna move pieces around, they're gonna motion and shift and try to get eyes out of position and all that. So just to have a plan to come up with that, and we always like to add, we've had a good offseason in terms of being around other people to get some stuff in our package that we will, we want to get in there. So we've done a good job of that. And then just gotta, my job is to A, find a role for people, B, put them in the right position, and C, get them to play hard. That's my job. Get them to play hard, and then make sure we're sound in what we're doing. So, but I'm excited because I do feel like I've grown in the offseason. I do feel like I have a pulse with these players and this team. And like Devin said, really the goal is to be, we want to be a defense that can carry the team. And we have some good pieces. So.
Kind of a two-part question with Torian and Wesley coming here together. Obviously, you guys have experience with, former teammates, staying teammates with Cam and Storm. But I guess, what on film did you see about those two, and then how much does that camaraderie kind of?
Well, they're explosive. Those guys are explosive, and they played SEC football. And you coach in that league. One thing about the SEC is that was different than what I thought was. You got smart players and smart coaches. That's a football league. Those guys know ball. So these guys know ball. They just got to learn what we're doing. But I did like them in terms of, you got to make real plays in that league, and they can do that. They can make plays. They played a lot of football. Wesley's been to a couple of schools. So I had to get on him a lot early about, hey, this is this is what we do here. And then with T-Mac, we're kind of moving him around a little bit to play him at some different spots. And we'll see how that pans out. We know what he can do at the star position because that's really what he played. We're playing him a little bit of safety just to kind of see what he looks like there right now. But we know, he played star for 3 years in that league. I mean, he's a good player at that. So we're just moving him around.
With all the newcomers that you have, of course, you only one spring practice in, but who's someone at this point who's kind of surprised you or who you have big expectations of in spring?
Oh, I like all three of the corners. I like all three of those dudes. Those dudes are real dudes. The Holloway kid, Corey from UCF, and then we call him Duval, the kid from Illinois. Those guys can play now. They're dudes. Them dudes are dudes. Like, I saw tape, I said, okay, these are real dudes. Because I know on tape they don't shy away from contact, and they are competitive and all that. But watching them out there, we're as good as that position at a school that I've been in a long time. Now, anything can happen, but I'm just saying, right now, that position is you got a real team. That's a real position for this team.
Jeff actually mentioned Aaron Williams as a guy that's awesome.
Like A-Dub, I thought when I went and saw him play, I said, that is one of the best high school football players I've seen. He was unbelievable. So we went to the championship game. He's playing on a torn ACL, right? Same knee. He had a pick, I think he scored. He had a pick six, I think. He scored that, Brady? And then he had, just blew guys up. I left, I said, there's no way that guy has an ACL. The dude is a real dude. He's a player too. I forgot about him. That guy can play. Like I said, I wasn't just saying in Florida, Mississippi. This is one of the best corner rooms I've been around in a long time. You got 5 guys that can play.
Ron, you've mentioned a few times about moving guys and putting guys doing that. How much fun is spring? You might get frustrated because they're not where they want to be or they
right.
But how much fun do you have in spring just kind of playing with things?
Well,
and tinkering?
it's cool because Coach Brown wants to do that. He sees spring as youth development and for us to, do some things ideally, in terms of ideas that we want to do. And so that's what we're doing. So it's fun. It's going to add to what we do. We had a package really that we used a lot last year that we didn't really use a lot the year before, but that we have been practicing for 2 years. So you know what I'm saying? So it evolves like that. But no, it's fun because, when you're younger, you want to beat the offense every day, right? I mean, that's your whole thing. gotta beat the offense every day. You go home all pissed off, kick the dog, and you yell at your wife because you don't win offense on Tuesday in March. That nobody even remembers, right? But then, as you get older, you kind of start tinkering more, and you kind of, you know what I mean? There are certain things that make you mad, like not playing hard. But in terms of the mistakes, we're going to get them right there, and we want to just look at some stuff we haven't looked at.
All right.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate you.